Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Union Cross. So, before we start this all off, I know I'm a little late on this. This is going to be for the Valor Genie, trying to get the high score challenge, 30 million for all the free-to-play players out there. And also, in this video, we're also going to go over some ways to help you get a better score, so you maintain top 5,000, top 2,000, top 1,000, whatever you guys are trying to go for. I'm going to go over my tips of what I did, just to increase my score slowly here and there. But also, I'm going to go over what the actual setup you need to make 30 million. Now, before all that as well, the video with me and Anthony coming out where we're going for the Christmas tree, chopping it down and bringing it home. I don't know when that's going to be up. I need time to edit that. Recently, since yesterday, if you guys didn't notice, I didn't post a video yesterday. I was super busy. When I got the tree back, I had to put that up. Then it started snowing, so I had to shovel my snow. And then everything else. And then I have a lot of work this whole week. So I'm going to be behind on a lot of videos, but hopefully I can catch up. I'm going to start with this high score challenge video because this was supposed to be out a while ago, but it was turned into a form of a stream. And in the stream, I didn't really break down the detail. I was just more enjoying hanging around with you guys. So let's get serious now. Let's go into this high score challenge and let me show you guys what I did to get a really bigger score than I did before. So I just woke up, took a shower. If you don't notice how messy my hair is, and I just logged in as well. So this is my free-to-play account. Today I get a lot of jewels. All right. So I only pulled 4 times. 4 times. Yeah, I believe that's what I did. Oh yeah, there's our 2 Fantasia Mickey B's. Congratulations everyone. Fantasia Mickey B times 2. That's for the stream. We hit 4,000 viewers. Again, you guys are amazing for doing that. And you guys are asking about what to use your Fantasia Mickey B's on. Vanitas, this, that. I'll go over that in another video. For now, just save it off for a bit. Unless you need it for the high score challenge, Vanitas is always a good choice. But you can pull multiples during this banner. So if you're pulling more, don't use any Fantasia Mickey B's yet. So let's go into this high score challenge. Valor Genie. I hit 32 million on my free-to-play account, which puts me at place 1405 and also gives me the reward of 2 Valor Genies, which is what I have. So 2 key things here is you want to keep your pet at a good level, which is rank 4, and that only takes this. All level 30s, which if you pull from this banner and you pull 4 times, you're going to have 4 of them, which is enough to get the 2 Valor Genies, which gets you a better score. But at the same time, you can use any other medal you pull from this, 2 medals that are traded, so on and so on. There's a lot of ways to get rank 4. You actually don't need this much either. You can switch this out, I believe, for a 25, or even so. Yeah, for a 25 or a 12. All you need is a 12. So even if you didn't have that, you can just take away these 2 and add like 2 20s. Nope. Nope, you need a 20 something at least. Alright, so 24. Okay, there you go. Pet rank 4. It's easy to get. It's not hard at all. So I'm just going to optimize mine to keep it at rank 4 and as high as I can. And we're going to go with that. So that's number 1, is have Asuna. Asuna is really important. If you don't have Asuna, then you're just going to get a little bit less score and you have to just pull one more time. Now, the main way to get this at the lowest way possible is this 77%. Now, this is with only 4 pulls. There's other ways of doing this where you don't need to use Final Boss Xion and you don't need to use a dual-wield Roxas, which you're actually going to use if you get Guilt Larxene. Put her on Divine Rose last slot in a 3.0 or the Missing Ache 3.20, whichever Keyblade you're using and you have leveled up. You can do that along with pulling once more and you guys are fine. You don't have to have a 21% friend medal, you just got to pull more, which is guaranteed pulls right now, and they are amazing medals. So you can do that. With this setup right here, my single hit medal is Final Boss Xion, and she's not good enough alone. So Zexion is really important, and if I had a Vanitas that was here, then I could do this with 1, 2, 3 medals only and a 21% medal. You can get 30 million. With this setup here, I got 29.8. 29,800,000 with this setup, and that's because I couldn't 2-turn every enemy with Zexion here. If you had Vanitas, you don't have to 2-turn enemies and you go in clean. But again, if you pull one more time, you only need to use 4 medals, which I'm about to show you with 4 medals. I don't know why I took out my Final Boss Xion. Let me see if that's the right one. Yeah, it is the right one. Okay, I gotta put Final Boss Xion back. I was looking at other ways to do with Twilight Thorn, and you can do with Twilight Thorn. It just takes so much RNG. You need to be able to not kill everything. It's really, really annoying, but it is possible. But again, I only have so much time, so I'm going to go over this strategy first. If you guys have Master Ava, any of the foretellers that do 1 hit, you can use only 3 pulls plus a 21% metal. This setup right here. All you gotta do, oh, not that setup. All you gotta do is get the Keyblade that matches your foreteller and put it in the slot where it does the most damage, and you only need to pull 3 times with the 21% metal, and you will get that score of 30 million. You just need a better single hit metal than this final boss Xion, like Sephiroth EX, Axel EX, so on and so on, and Vanitas really does help in those setups. But for my setup that I use to hit 32 million, and I'm going to increase it even more than that, probably in this video with you guys, 2 key things is have a defense boost 1 max on you, and this is to get the best score possible. It's not necessary, not needed, it's just something I did. And another thing is your main damage dealer, make sure they're doing 2 gauges or less, preferably 1 gauge or 0 gauge, but it has to be attack boost 4 max in order to get the best score. Everything else here should not be leveled up. Everything should be 1 out of 100. Sadly, not sadly, but I pulled all Riku's and their magic. My Divine Rose has a lot of magic slots, so that's going to screw up my score, but not your score if you got different pulls. And again, if you got Vanitas copying Zexion, and you guys are going to destroy this even more than I am. But I'm going to go with this 90%, 91%. I'm going to show you exactly what this does, and this is only 4 pulls. You guys can do 5 pulls and use a friend medal. If you got Larxene, fully level up Larxene, she only does 3 hits, which is really good for the high score challenge, and you'll get an amazing score with her. So you guys can go full percentage if you want to, but this is to try to pull as least as possible. So 3 pulls minimum, and this is how you get 4 pulls and what you're going to get out of that with my setup anyways. So I'm going to go in and show you what enemies are good, bad, what to do, what not to do, where to start, kind of. I need more SP, so I'll be right back after I get some SP actually. Alright, got my SP back. We're back into this, and the first thing we're going to do is just run straight to the biggest enemies first, because our SP is key here when using Final Boss Xion. When you guys are using other medals that don't say have to have a certain amount of SP, like Final Boss Xion, inflicts more damage the more gauges are full. So we need 10 SP or more after we activate her. So make sure you guys have that. So, first guy here, you guys can do, sorry, you guys can do double Zexion buff, and that's if you have Vanitas, and you'll get a better score here. I could 2-turn this, but the issue is I don't have enough SP to keep my Keyblade above 10 SP, and that's Final Boss Xion's downfall, but it still works out pretty good. We're going to stay at 16, we're going to grab the chest all the way up here, and that's because we're going to 2-turn this next enemy. And the reason I'm 2-turning everything is because I didn't pull Vanitas. If you guys pull Vanitas, you're going to have an easier time than this, but with the combination of Zexion's buffs, for your HP, I mean for your defense, and the defense boost 1, you guys are going to survive every hit in this high score challenge easily, because it's guaranteed defense boost 1 maxes. You don't need that. You guys can use defense boost 2, 3, 4 that aren't max. It's just more RNG. I want to take the RNG out of this so I can do these videos smoother. So the whole point of doing 2 turns is getting my times 7 attribute buff. Now that I have my times 7 attribute buff, I'm going to go Final Boss Xion and get a better score. But now I gotta go farm, and the key thing here is that we can't fight this guy until we have at least 18 to 19 SP. 19 to be safe, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Same thing with the camel. You want to face the camel at 14.5 SP. So we're gonna go around and collect as many chests as we can, along with attacking the proper enemies. So these guys right here, they're good for fill-ups and also finish them off. You want to make sure you have 12 SP when you face these guys. So my heaviest hitter on this Keyblade is my 2 Riku's. I have no choice, that's what I pulled. So what's going to happen is I'm going to do a lot of damage to some of these guys. So with the first one, I'm going to try to tap on the little one, because he's not going to get a buff. Nothing's going to get a buff here. You just want to make sure that you're putting your most powerful hits on the ones with the most HP. So your other one that's on a proper multiplier like me kind of goes to the middle. You see how he just survived with enough? There's chances of crits there. And now the last guy is going to get hit, and we can activate Final Boss Xion. Everything has to stay alive. This is the key to high score challenges. So we got ourselves at 14. I'm going to get rid of these guys now because I do need the SP. I'm going to lose score here because my medals are on proper Keyblade slots, which does suck. That was a crit. That wasn't supposed to die. So I'm going to get even less score. But you guys can see here that if crits hit, you lose out. This isn't the biggest part that's going to get you crazy amount of score, but you do lose score because of that, and it might make the difference of 30 million. So make sure your medals are not on proper Keyblade slots. I have no choice. Zexion is my buffer. He has to be off the blues, and I pulled all Riku's. So we're going to stay away from all the enemies that actually require us to use a buff. because we're trying to save SP here, and we're just trying to restore SP while still getting our major bonus score. Because if we go below 10 SP when we activate Final Boss Shion, we're going to get less score on all these little guys. That's only if you're using Final Boss Shion. So still in this room, we can't activate any buffs. So I'm still going to run around and go for the right there. Right there, I screwed up already. So my score is 7787. I'm going to be right back and do that all over again to come back here. Okay, we're back in the same spot. I have a little bit of an extra score. That's because another enemy survived in the shadows. And I think I did extra crit here and there. So I'm actually at above, I think, somewhere around 9,000 extra score. Which isn't that big, but it does make a difference. So as we go, you guys can rerun this over and over and over using the same setup, and your score will change each time depending on crit, enemy surviving, so on and so on, depending what kind of setup you're using. But let's continue from here. The whole thing, I'm going to try to make this guy survive. So I'm going to try to switch this around so things survive like that. I'm going to use Riku on him again, and then Sora on the small guy, and everything should survive. That's how it should go. Nothing should die on these enemies now on, because everything's a lot higher. So we are at 14. We have chests which can get us full SP, and I want to go for it, but at the same time, you kind of just want to clean up here and there and save the chests for later on. So we are going to save the chest. We can't activate any buffs yet. These guys are just way too low of HP. Again, just make sure everything survives when you're using a single hitter. Doesn't matter how much HP they have, you're going to get the same score no matter what. So save all the chests that you can. I took that one upstairs because it's totally fine, and this small one over here I'm probably going to come get, but I'm going to continue hitting the low guys that I can't use buffs on. So again, you just want to make sure everything survives here. This is going to go on this. That's totally fine. Another Riku on... I think a Riku should be fine here. And Sora over here. Everything survives. Just make sure everything survives. That's all you want to do. And I believe the rest of the enemies... This enemy over here, I can use a buff. So I'm not going to fight him yet. I want to save my full SP for when I face one of the big guys. So I'm going to grab that 3 SP chest. I'm going to head back up all the way to the last guy and use my full rotation. This is a 3 SP chest. You guys can check by how many symbols are on it. You can see all those little triangles on the actual chest itself. That means there's 3 SP. The bigger 6 SP are going to have more, and the smaller ones are going to be just plain, no little spikes sticking out on the sides. It's all just straight silver lines with the orange. So that's a 1.5 SP chest, or like 1.25. So let's go back all the way up. We have all these enemies still. We are going to get to them. Camels are very, very important, but this guy is the guy that you need to survive, so try to get rid of him first. So what I'm going to do for my setup is I'm going to buff, and I got to make sure Final Boss Shion has enough SP. So from this point, all I can do is tap. And that's totally fine. The only thing I miss out is that reverse speed buff, or sorry, reverse power buff that Riku can give me if I activated him. But again, if you don't have APPs on your Keyblade or SP cost 0 on most of these medals, then you can't really do much. If you can have enough SP, activate that Riku, he will help your Final Boss Shion. So we're on round 2 now. Now we have full buffs, and we can use our Final Boss Shion safely, so we're going to. Now we're going to activate Shion. She only costs 2. Oops, forgot to take that off. That's someone subscribing. Sorry about that. So we have enough now, and the SP, so we got full score while being full buffed. Now we can just activate your Riku, your Sora, whatever's on your end slot to help buff. If it's a Vanitas copying the Roxas, that's even better. I'm going to activate Nova here just in case. There should be enough, but you want to play it safe. This is where you use your Nova. Nova won't affect your score. You already got your big hit in. It will never affect that score. So, there's our clean hit right there, guys. We're at 13,603,000. Looking good so far. And we're going to go clean this up now and go around, get enough SP, and start attacking the camels. Because the camels actually restore a ton of SP while you do a lot of score, and you can 2-turn them. This is where the pet system comes into play though. So try to avoid the camels until you get back to at least 15 SP. So we're going to find 5 SP. And remember, you can't attack anything unless you have 15 SP, especially if you're buffing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a big chest. There's going to be a big chest up here. And I'm going to fill my SP back up to 16. Now you see how this one has a bunch of different triangles everywhere? That's a 6 SP. I'm going to go from 10 to 16. There you go. That's how you know what chest does what. I don't say that often enough in all my videos, so hopefully that helps you guys out. And let's run back to the camo all the way upstairs. Actually, you know what? Let's deal with this guy right here as well, because we have chests sitting around. So if I had enough SP, I would 2-turn these guys. Or if I had Vanitas, I would double buff this. But I don't have enough SP to do all these tricks. So I'm going to be playing it safe and just 1 buff, 1 kill. Now the issue is 14.5 SP is actually not enough to actually get the camels to have the best score. Because we have to have second turn 15 SP. So I'm going to go back into that, grab that small chest because it only has 1 and so much SP in it. And now we can face the camels. So make sure when you face the camels with this setup, you have 15 SP. What you guys want to do here is swipe, because swipe gives a lot of SP, as you guys can see. And then use your Zexion. We're going to swipe with everything again to get a lot of SP back as we go, because we're going to try to survive 2 turns here. And now this is where as soon is important, because the camel puts us asleep sometimes. And if he does, on this setup, mine specifically, Zexion's on the second slot, I'll lose the Zexion buff. So as soon as not important if you're using a different Keyblade setup, but because of my situation, this is what I have to do. So now that I got my double buffs in, we can now finish these guys off. We're at ×7 attribute buff, double swipe here, and that leaves us above the proper SP. As you guys can see, we only had like barely enough. So you need like 14 3/4 of SP to do that. So we got double buffs on the camel. Everything up here is cleared. We got all the chests. We faced all the enemies. Now we're going to go finish the rest of the level. Now for the rest of the level, it's a little bit trickier. Now we're closer to the end of our SP. So we could go in this room, face some of the small guys, but we need 15 SP for every single group we're going to hit now. And there's only so much SP in the entire level right now because we cleaned everything out. So we're at the point where we got to go just exploring in 5 SP, which really sucks. If we had APPs or if our SP gauge 1 or 0 was on the enemy, it would really work out. But our next room is this room right here. And that's because we have a 3 SP chest here, which is going to put us at 15. And none of these enemies we can actually buff. So we're just going to tap away and try to keep everyone surviving. So this one's pretty straightforward. You can hit the guy in the middle for everything, especially if you got some medals on counters like I do on the proper multipliers. We can't use Zexion, so this is just for SP back. So it does suck, but there's probably a better pattern than what I'm using right now. If there is, go for it. If that works for you, what enemies to hit, SPs to activate. But this is the way that I didn't waste any SP. So now that we're at 16, we're done all the small areas except for another area over here and this guy over here. Now this guy over here, we can actually activate a buff. So I'm going to come in here with 15 SP or more, and I'm going to attack these guys. So first guy's going to get hit. Zexion shouldn't kill anyone here. If you land crits, you're going to kill people now. But if you don't land crits, you're going to be safe. So I'm going to tap here. That was a crit, so I lost score. That wasn't a crit. So I actually lost a little bit of score. But if you guys get lucky here, you shouldn't be able to kill anything. And sadly, I did. So my score is going to be a little bit less than it was before. But there's nothing I can do about it in this run. So we're just going to continue from here. We're at 14 SP. We have another 3 SP chest here, which puts us at 17. And this guy is a buff and a kill. Again, if I had APPs on my Keyblade or SP gauge 0 for my other medals or even Zexion, if I put SP gauge on Zexion instead of the defense boost, I'd be off a little bit better here right now. So, little mistakes I did that you don't need to do, but this is what the skills you guys need and all the attributes and all the buffs and so on to get that better score here and there. Obviously, there's better setups, but my polls did not call for it, so I'm stuck with what I have. Only thing I can do. So we have 16 SP. We can attack this camel right here and the one all the way upstairs. But I want to face the one all the way upstairs before I face this one, just so I can get everything going. So if we hit this one, we kind of just lost a little bit of SP, but it's all right. So we're going to go for a buff here. This is a buff. We're going to tap one. These guys have a little bit more HP than the previous ones I did, and I lost a score on, because you guys can hit these ones and be okay. So it sucks that my Rikus are on proper multipliers or this wouldn't happen, but this is what I had to deal with. We're running close on SP here, so this is where it's going to be really important. You want to swipe everything here. Zexion is going to activate. I need 15 SP to do this. I'm only at this so far. So we're going to 2-turn this. You're seeing how much SP we're getting for the swipes. Swipe again. Now the problem here, if we swipe with Xion, I'm pretty sure everything would die. So I'm not going to swipe. I'm going to tap on the camel, which is going to give us a lot of SP, but not enough. So we're running really close, and this should put us around 14 almost. So we're at 14 almost. He puts us asleep.
defense boost max, Asuna brings us back, and that's what's really important. So swipe again to get that amount of SP. We're going to use Zexion, and we need 12 SP or we can't do this. So I might lose score here again because I'm running close on this. If I kept Nova for this part right here, oh, 12 exactly. Okay, we're not losing score, so I can show you on camera. We have just enough for everything. Now, the only issue is we're stuck. Now we're stuck. We have no SP. We need the proper amount of SP for all of this. And I just want to show you guys this because this is what you guys are basically going to be doing. It's just I screwed up on a couple parts and there's no more SP anywhere. So this is where you got to choose where you're going to get score or sacrifice score. I have nothing else left. I got to attack those 2 last enemies and get my score to 32 million. And I let an enemy die, which sucks too. So I'm out of SP, out of choices. I'm going to attack the camel and try to do multiple turns on that camel. Because that camel does have a lot of SP in him. And we're going to try to take it out. So I'm going to activate 1 buff here. And then I'm going to go for taps. And hopefully we get enough SP out of this guy to do this. But I doubt we will get enough. This is where if you had APPs, you guys would be in a clear zone. But we don't. So hopefully a couple more taps will put us at 12. It doesn't. So we're kind of screwed. We lost score right here. Can't do much about that. And we're going to lose score with the other guy as well. But we can't do much about that. So you can only do so much, guys. Since I'm not going to be near the 10 SP mark, I got to be just full buffing and going in with Xion, and we're good. So this is not going to be the 32 million, but it's going to be around that point. You can get a way better score if you manage your SP better than I do. Way better score if you have better multiplier slots than I do. But this is what you guys want to be doing. Just those double buffing, so on and so on. I try to push it a little bit more in this video than I did before when I made 32 million. Didn't work out, sadly, but it was just a chance I took to see if I can show you guys a better score. Didn't work out, so here's the ending of this video. It should hit pretty close to 32 million. There you go, 31,984. So it is off, but this is what I did minus me trying to double buff on a lot more enemies. So you guys can do that whole setup a little bit better. You can run around, hit the proper enemies, go back, attack, come back and forth, and you guys will have the proper SP. It's just I really try to push it here. So hopefully some of those tips did help you. Again, if you're using like Master Ava or the other foretellers that have a single hit or Sephiroth EX, so on and so on, you don't need all of this to hit 30 million. This is just me showing you my optimized setup for attacking the high score challenge and trying to get a better score. I am going to go over 32 million. I'm probably going to pull again, try to get a Vanitas. If I get a Vanitas with Zexion, I'm pretty much set. Or if I get Larxene Guilted, I'm going to go Larxene here and go full percentage because Larxene has 3 hits and it's not that bad, and it's better to increase your percentage instead of using like a single hitter. Since Larxene here has only 3 hits and her requirements for full damage inflict more damage the more gauges used. So use 10 gauges and you guys are fine. You just got to find a way to restore all that SP. So do what you guys gotta do. Hopefully something here helped you. I'm pretty sure that is everything. I'm in 1408 place right now. I am going to increase it. The more I do, the more I figure out, the more I'll tell you guys. But hopefully something here right now helped you. 77% is around where you guys want to be to get that 30 million. You just need the proper MVP medal. That's all you guys got to do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.